Okay, it's live.
It said, okay, it's live now.
There's 0 viewers so far.
What she say? We will
Be able to
AJ
watch it again after.
live. It's
It's
difficult.
difficult to take notes and
Tell her that it's recorded. She don't have to take notes. Yeah, it might need to be back there.
No, it's gonna be right there in your face.
Oh, for us? Oh,
Yeah, I'm gonna record this. You talking? Record us all. If you talking right now, I'm gonna record it. I don't want to depend on that Google shit either.
from my Google Hank?
Yeah, I don't even know if we'll be able to retrieve it.
Yeah.
I ain't even the way it's acting. I'm good. I set up my own thing.
okay, 0 viewers so far.
So when there's a viewer that comes, we can start.
Or should we just start because it's being recorded?
Okay, well, we'll just start then. Well, that's not good because nobody's going to be able to,
Someone says hello. Can you see my comment?
where? Okay, yes, we got it. Tell them that we can see that comment. That's great. I'm good. We're back.
Oh, okay. That is there. Oh.
Hi, Jen. We see you.
Oh.
Okay, we're back. Now, this session here is going to be a viewer that comes. We can start. We're going to actually cover. Okay, well, we'll just start. Those juices, like in fact, there was a blog put.
Oh, one moment. Can you turn your mic off?
You can hear everything that's being said. Okay, great,
Perfect.
great. So in this session of our session, we're going to deal with the fruit, and we have Catalina prepping the fruit right now to show that demonstration. We need the actual menu also. We're getting the menu ready so that you'll be able to see how it's going to be implemented daily. Also, after this session, we will go into the third session. We will deal with the activities of the fast, and in that session, we'll go more into the spiritual aspects. Like one of the viewers, we got to read the comments after during the first session, and then the comment she asked, would it bring her closer to God? And the answer is specifically yes, because this is your journey, and it's even though we're doing it together to be a motivation to one another, to be an inspiration, and to experience the things together that will help us to see what's going on with our body and not panic. Because at certain times, there have been recording people having migraine headaches, vomiting, not being able to hold things down, and things like that happen when you're going through your detox process because you're being overloaded with tons and tons of toxins being poured out, released from fat that's been stored forever, and it has to leave the body. And that's the beauty of this juice, this juicing that we're going to show you, because it actually targets free radicals with antioxidants. It targets liver problems by directly giving you juice that aids the liver in its job. And we're doing yoga, and we're doing animal bags, and we're doing a lot of things. So we're going to get started with this session on the menu. For day one, we want to start out with citrus, and I don't know why. I don't know why we're starting off with citrus. I don't know this part. That's why Catalina, you should be here. Catalina,
Yes.
you should come take this over because you know. Okay.
I'll do that.
So we're gonna bring. Be patient with me 1 minute. We're about to start talking about the menu.
So we have created a menu that is very diverse and yet very simple at the same time. That way it can really give your stomach a break. So it's kind of like water, it's the closest you can get to water fasting in a way, because your body will have less items that it needs to process, and that way your stomach can really absorb the most nutrients out of each item. So we have created a document that we will share with you as well on the event page. And the day one is starting with citrus. So right now we are prepping the oranges. In the morning we will have an orange juice. And oranges they have a lot of vitamin C. They boost white cells to fight infections and improve the immune system. And so pretty much you will be starting that morning off with improving your immune system, making it strong so that from the get-go, you are fighting whatever infection, whatever possibility, because you are, this is a big change and a big process for your body. So from the beginning, your body will be able to fight whatever defenses that it might, from whatever it might face. And then from there, for lunch, we will be having pineapple. And pineapple is anti-inflammatory, anti-clotting, decreases arthritis and indigestion, controls blood pressure. So as well, you will be repping up the digestion, and from the first day you will be starting with a deep cleanse, because pineapples are extremely cleansing. They very much cleanse the bowels, the whole intestinal system. And so for lunch you will already be doing that cleanse, that strong cleanse. And then by dinner we will end with grapefruit. We will end the day with grapefruit. And grapefruit improves vision, skin, and mucous membranes, aids in iron absorption. So again, grapefruits have a lot of very important minerals and nutrients. And so from the first day you will be getting iron and different minerals and nutrients that are very important for the body. And as well, a lot of issues that people have in this modern society is mucus, right? From eating breads, from overloading the digestive system, from toxins in the air, pollution. All of this causes mucus and acidity in the body. And all of these fruits help fight against that. So from the first day you will be feeling that cleanse. And then on the second day, it is melon day. And so that will really help balance out the first day, because citrus is very strong. It is very potent, cleansing. It very much helps with the immune system. So you will be helping out that area of your body. And then the second day, it is more neutralizing. It is much softer. So citrus can be a little intense for the stomach. For some of us more than others, of course, because we have different bodies and different systems. But day two will help with that. For breakfast, we will be having melons. For breakfast, we'll be having watermelon. And watermelon is very alkalizing. Watermelon has a lot of, what is that thing called?
Electrolytes.
Electrolytes. Has a lot of electrolytes. It is very hydrating. And so, of course, when you're doing a fast, any kind of fast, it is so important to stay hydrated. And the watermelon is key in that. And not only that, but it gives a lot of energy. And so do citrus fruits as well. So that will help with energy. Now, as you get going in the fast, you can also play around with it. And we very much encourage you, like Jamel was saying in the first call, to be very connected with your own body and very present with yourself. That is so important, so that you know what feels right and what doesn't. And we will be here along the process. So if you have any questions, if anything comes up for you, we want to hear what is coming up for you. Um, but what? So for example, we created it so it was like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Okay, I think that can be the easiest, because then you only have three to consider. And so what I posted on the meal plan that once again I will be sending to y'all is so have creating one meal. So one juice would be a meal and having it be 20 ounces. Now, what you can do is you can divide it. If you feel like, no, you know what, I want to have a little bit less at a time, you can have about, up to 6 juices per day. And the idea is that each one should consist of 16 through 20 ounces so that you get enough energy and enough nutrients for your body to sustain you for the whole day. And of course, it is really important to buy organic whenever you can. And so, we understand also money limitations, and so you yourself can find a way that you can sustain yourself. What we did is we actually bought boxes of oranges, boxes of grapefruits, so that it would be cheaper for us because then we'd be buying it in bulk. And whenever we could, we tried to buy organic. And so that way, there's just less issues with pesticides and all of this, and of, less washing intensity and possible use of the skins. Okay. Okay, so so just to give a little bit more of an overview of the meal plan. So first day citrus, second day melons. Then the third day, then we implement greens. And so I think the first 2 days will be a really nice beginning to the fast because it's fruits. Fruits, have a lot of sugar content, a lot of energy. They're delicious. And so it's really easy to get into the fast with fruits. And then by day 3, we're already adding veggies so that you get more of those really important nutrients. So we start off with kale and apples, spinach and pears, cucumber and apple. Day 4, carrot and ginger, tomato, strawberry, kale, and apples. And we also, in this document, we also talk about, what each veggie and fruit does. So we're going to look at how to if people have questions, and please mute your mic for now, so that we can not hear that echo. I don't know how to view the questions. Okay, so what we're gonna do is actually go into the kitchen, and we're actually gonna see the juice prep that is going on, so that you can see what your breakfast will look like for day 1 and how to do it, and then we will also be showing the different ways. So if you don't have a juicer, you can also still be involved. Here we go into the kitchen. So we have sliced oranges. This looks like, how many oranges must that be? 20 oranges. About 20 oranges. And here is the juicer. So if you're gonna buy a juicer, we definitely recommend the Omega masticator. The masticator is an excellent juicer because it actually it preserves the most nutrients from every juice. And so if you buy, there are a lot of other juicers in the market, um, like the oscillator, and that's the opposite because it does some heating up in order to get rid of, in order to take the juice out. It
Spinning
yeah, the spinning creates. So yeah,
enzymes.
it kills the enzymes as it spins. So it's not, you're not as absorbing as many nutrients or the nutrients that the fruit actually provides. So if you're gonna get a juicer, we recommend the Omega masticator.
So, what are you doing, Camille?
So right now, I know we just talked about the masticator, but what I'm doing is the old-fashioned way. And so the first time that I did my juice, pardon me, I got my little tribal gear on it here. The first time that I did my juice, I used a little handheld thing. Now this little handheld juicer can be purchased. I don't know if you can see it. There's some light on it. It can be purchased at any dollar store. And then I use a bowl, and I just put my juicer on top of the bowl, and I go to work, right? And so I like this also because it's very engaging, and getting back to mindfulness during your fast. It gives me an opportunity to, you know, revisit, anything that I want to focus on, like revisit my intentions. Every moment during the fast, every activity really is an opportunity to do that. And so I like this because it's very physical. I like to do things that are physical, and and it gets quick results, you know, and I get a workout, So anytime you can get a workout in, I mean, it's not really much of a workout, but after you have juiced 100 oranges, you will definitely feel the workout in your arm. You know what I'm saying? And so, as you can see, so far, I've juiced about 5 oranges. I think that by the time I get to 10 oranges, I'm going to stop just to show you how much. Actually, I didn't use 10 oranges. I used 5 because I'm using halves, right? So I literally used 5 oranges, and I'm going to show you how much juice I can get in this old-fashioned, old-school way if you can't get one of those Omega masticators, okay? I'm going to use that good old elbow grease. And this, I'm almost at my goal. Okay, let me see. I have 1, 2, 3. I'm going to stop at 5. So I'm almost finished with 4. And then I'll stop and I'll show you exactly how much juice you can actually get from just 5 oranges. And I know this looks really fun. What's going on? I see you, Denise. How you doing, baby girl?
Hey, baby.
All right. Okay, so here we go. Now I did my 5 oranges, and after my 5 oranges, I have a whole bowl full of the juices, right? And so now I can commence to sipping this like I really want to, but because I'm not doing this fast by myself, and I think it'll be a little bit nasty to just put my mouth on this bowl, be considerate and wait until we finish juicing the rest before I take a quick sip. All right, so this is just one way, and Carolina is going to be showing you how to use the masticator, which is different from the oscillator, right? The masticator is more, you get more nutrients, your enzymes are intact than the masticator because it uses a process of grinding and squeezing out the juice, whereas the oscillator has a spinning top and it spins really fast, and the vegetables are pressed against that spinning thing. And so that pressing process in the spin causes heat. So check it out.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the way that I have juiced orange on the masticator is let's see. Okay, I don't know. If y'all have done it differently, you can let me know. But this is how I've done it. I would actually take the peel off, and so I wouldn't even cut them. I guess we were more prepared to do it the hand way.
Mm-hmm.
But the way I would do it is like this, and
And this is if you're using the masticator, right?
the masticator, especially because the masticator takes more bite-sized pieces as well. You gotta be ready to really chop everything up. The actual fruit and veggies that you do put into the masticator are much more taken advantage of.
Mm-hmm. You get more juice.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes it does feel a little more labor intensive, but your body will thank you. So you make these kinds of pieces.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you want to make a lot more of these. Okay, so I'm just going to do this. I guess I can just start.
Mm-hmm.
So with this.
Can you hold this one? Not that one.
Okay.
This
This is all
one. You gotta use
together.
that. Make sure you can see.
And it is turned on. And you start bringing it down. So you got, yeah, there you go. You just have to, you have to hold it. When you spin it too fast, it
No, he's on my hand now. There you go. Shut it up. That's perfect. Right there. Keep it right there.
So you just start pushing it down.
Talk about it on.
And
Wait, no.
yeah, we.
Put that down. Put that down.
There we go. So the idea is that on one end it spits out the pulp, and on the other end,
Talk about it too, because
the juice is coming out.
the juice is coming out, basically. On one end, the juice is coming out.
Yeah.
So the front end is going to be where the pulp is coming out, right? And we're going to use that pulp. We can have different uses for the pulp. I know here we have a compost pit. We can make, we can dehydrate it, right? We can make desserts. We can make bread. We can make bread in a dehydrator. So that, once again, yeah, that pulp.
And then for citrus, for example, something that you can do with it is use it to make vitamin water as well, with really any of the fruit peels, especially if you're buying them organic. You can make vitamin water out of them. Here, would you raise the screen?
Let me help you. Hold on, stay right there.
There we go. You can make vitamin water out of it. You can dehydrate the pulp. If you have a dehydrator, you can dehydrate the pulp and make herbal teas out of it with the dehydrated pulp. Let's see, what else can you do? You can also use some of them for face masks. So for example, a lot of these are really good for the face, like cucumber is really good for the skin, papaya is really good for the skin. So if you are able to somehow get yourself an organic papaya, then you can use the skins to hydrate them, or just put them on the skin, on your face, and
also, I like to use them, especially like the citrus. Like if you're trying to make a potpourri, and you have like some cinnamon, things like that. Like I find that especially the citrus peels, they're really potent. Like even now, like I'm like, wow, this scent that's coming off the citrus is really strong. I remember when I was young, my mom used to put them in the bathroom behind the toilet after she dried them. And so that reminds me of the potpourri, like just using every portion of the fruit and not making anything waste. It's very important.
So at this point, if y'all have any questions,
Let's do it.
please, you can unmute the mic and ask a question, and we'll answer it live. If you'd like to just introduce yourself, I know Camille knows some of you. I'm new to you also. I would love to hear your name and whatever else you'd like to share, especially an intention you have, even if you are not joining us on this fast, if you're following us, what intention you have for future fasts. I would love to hear. We would love to hear.
So feel free to unmute your mic if you want to and pop on your gums.
Can you hear us?
Yes, we can.
Okay, I know you hear my big mouth
You
coming.
know I can hear you, Denise.
I'm Denise Natasha. I'm also known as Chef B. And I'm really excited that you guys are doing this. This is wonderful. Excellent, excellent. And actually, I'm going on a big trip. I'm going to Africa in maybe about 10 days. So I thought that it would be wonderful to do a fast before I leave and then do one when I come back, just to clear out the system a bit. So I guess my intention, I really like what you said, Catalina, about being intentional and staying focused. And I'm very much a group person. I like to have a community of folks that's supporting me and that I can support whenever we're doing something. And so I like the idea of doing this collectively. It's wonderful because sometimes people get a little straight off their path, and this gives us an opportunity to support each other. So for me, it's about setting my intention and staying focused. And I had missed because I came in a little bit later. I wanted to know what you had in regards to the first day. Did you mention specific citruses that you recommended?
What we said about the first day is that actually we're starting today. We're just going through some things, and we're going to provide some documents after the presentation today that will be a guide for you all to follow. And so, even though we're starting today with day one, we're going to be actually a day ahead so that we can be like we said earlier, like ambassadors of the process, right? And so what we're doing today is we're going over things for day one, so you'll be ahead of the game. If you don't have everything you need right now, that's cool, because tomorrow is actually the start date for you, and we're just going over some things and answering questions today. But we are gonna provide those documents with the juicing schedule, the juicing menu, the fasting activities and benefits of those activities, and hopefully we'll get to share too, because we feel like we can learn a lot from all of you as well, and through your experiences of whatever you've been through. So definitely we're open to anything that you feel that you might have, done that we're not mentioning. Totally add it in, because like we said, this is a shared experience.
Right. Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Let Tawana know that we do see her message.
Tawana, yeah, we do see your message, love. We do see you saying hello. So you can keep on typing, but we don't see you in the video, but we definitely can see your comment. Okay, so we can. We might have to text that. Just in that little box. But give us 1 second, y'all. We're going to finish with this juice, and we're going to do a text. We're going to chat somebody.
I'll be right back. Thank you. I'll be right back.
Is it time to stop? Oh, hey. Hold on. So what we're going to do real quick before we stop, because we actually have a 15-minute break before the next session. Yeah, we are going to keep it going, but we're just going to take a break. And so in that break time, we might not be on video, but one of us will be on the chat. So if y'all have questions, I know Tawana, you might not be inside the video chat, but you are on the chat room. So that'll give us the opportunity to communicate with the people who are in the chat room who are not. Hello, we can see you. The people who are in the chat room who are not on the video. So we're going to just take this 15 minutes to focus on that. Go to the chats. Get your head right. We'll see you back in 15 minutes, beloveds. Just go put it on the table. You might want to put it against on the table against the couch, not right here. But maybe that's cool. But we have to answer text.
So
yeah. Put the answer the text. You got to get my computer.
Oh, look.
Find out how many people to the whole book.
I
I'm gonna count them. I'm gonna count the bottoms. 1, 2. I see those beautiful lockheads over there. Looking beautiful. All right. 3. We might be wearing those over here. I think we might have 4. Oh, some more people. Looks like some more people are joining in. Greetings to those of you who just joined. We are in the process of making a juice, right? We're making a juice, and we're on a 15-minute break right now. So what you're witnessing is Catalina and I preparing some of the orange juice with the masticator. Okay, we did a handheld demonstration earlier where we used the handheld juicer. And this juicer right here is the handheld one. And so now we are using the masticator. And earlier we talked about the differences between the masticator, the differences between juicer. Right? So if you're considering a juicer, some of the things that you might want to consider is what kind of juicer. Do you want to get an oscillator or do you want to get a masticator? The benefits of both vary, right? So with the oscillator, the benefits of the oscillator is that you get an opportunity to, let me turn this up, because I feel like you get an opportunity with the oscillator, you get an opportunity to have juice really quickly, okay? But with the masticator, it takes a little bit more time. But the benefits of the masticator is, can you turn your mic down a little bit, whoever that is? There you go. Now we rocking. That's cool. So when you're ready to talk, just turn your mic up, right? Because what happens is the frequency, all the mics, it sounds like a whole bunch of going through the lines, okay? So if you're not gonna talk, turn your mic down. If you want to make a comment, turn your mic up. Feel free to interrupt me at any time. Okay, and so the masticator is going to be the type of juicer that is going to use a process that's going to grind the fruits and vegetables up and press them together, right? It's like a cold press, right? And in that way, none of the enzymes from the fruit or vegetable is compromised because the oscillator, it produces heat. The heat is the thing that kills the enzymes. And so, like I said, it doesn't kill all of the enzymes. It just weakens the amount that you can be intaking, right? You still get some of the enzymes. And I'm not saying that, you know, if you have an oscillator juicer that you're not getting any benefits. Not at all. What I'm saying is that the masticator is going to give you a higher enzyme content that is going to be intact. That's it. And so depending on what your goals and objectives are, sometimes I know myself right now I have a masticator, but I do events and I have to produce things at a rapid pace, and the masticator is just not appropriate at those kind of places. And so I'll be forced to use the oscillator, and I have to outweigh those benefits in that case. You know, do people have access to juice, or am I worried about the enzyme count to the critical point? You know, so.
Yeah, so far we have made this juice with the masticator. Okay, and so this is about 5 oranges worth of juice.
This is 32 ounces, right? So let's see how many ounces.
So how many ounces?
This is 3 cups.
3 cups. It doesn't have any ounces.
No, let me see. Oh yeah. 3 cups is
Oh, that's 16 ounces right there. Oh, that's
20. Sorry,
Ooh, so that is how much you want to be getting.
20
Okay.
ounces
20 ounces.
from 4 oranges. 5.
From this is from 5 oranges. Okay. And then this, we have a little bowl here from the hand squeezed.
Let's do it. Let's do a test. Let me get another one of those jars, Catalina. That's the same size, and we can compare the masticator and the hand juicer. That sounds like a cool one, right?
Okay. Okay, so we're gonna, how many oranges was this?
5. Same thing.
Okay, so this is also from 5 oranges. This is that was a handheld. So we're about to compare how much it produces. And then also here, a little recap from earlier. We were showing the pulp and talking about the different things that you can do with the pulp. We are all about being resourceful, you know. And so juicers, of course, you're not consuming the pulp, which can be easier on the digestion. But then you can actually consume those nutrients by making teas out of it, herbal teas. Okay, this is from the bowl.
Uh-oh, Catalina.
Oh goodness.
I think we're at like 19
Oh,
ounces. 19 ounces.
that
So
is good.
the masticator actually got 1 more ounce than the handheld. So that's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
That's good to know.
That is amazing. So if you are going to be using the hand juicer, no worries there. You are still going to be getting a good amount of juice. The cool thing then is that the masticator actually has the pulp to one side. And you know what? Also, if you have organic oranges, you can use the peel to make tea. And orange peel tea is so good for your bowels as well. So good for headaches, any kind of pain, body pain that you may be feeling. And it's really tasty. And of course, the peel can also be used ground up for, recipes and things like that. So we just love being resourceful. We also do compost, and we highly recommend um, using all of these parts of the fruit. Okay, so we have questions. Hello everyone, my juicer is not ideal for greens. It doesn't do much, and they basically come out just as how they come in. I know it is not exactly juicing, but can I blend up my greens with my fruit juice on day 3 in my Vitamix? Okay, that is a
That's
great
a good
question.
question.
Do you want to?
Um,
Well, I was just gonna say yes. I mean, I know that there are gonna be a lot of people joining us on this fast who don't have access to juicer or even a Vitamix. So just the fact that you have a Vitamix, that is excellent. And what I suggest for a Vitamix, I would say that you can just blend it up in your Vitamix and strain the pulp
That's
out.
what I was about to say. You juice all.
Yeah.
And it's cold juicing.
Yeah.
And it's manually removing the fiber. And so if you have a Vitamix, that's excellent because that's the most excellent blender juicer that you can have. And so what you're talking about is being able to break that down into the smallest particle, that kale or whatever green that is. And once you do that, like Catalina said, you strain it. So you go to your everyday Family Dollar, whatever, buy some cheesecloth, and I would prefer the unbleached cheesecloth, right? And then you just you cover, or you might want to cover a bowl or a wide mouth jar, and you just pour that liquid that you have from the Vitamix onto the strainer and and then you just drink whatever comes through the strainer. And then you can do the same thing we did with the pulp. You can take it to your compost. You can use it for things like Catalina said. We can make bread. We can do so many different types of things. But straining it, I think that's actually not a problem. It's another step, but you're cool, you know.
And it uses less equipment, so there's definitely pros to it.
Absolutely.
For those of you who don't have a Vitamixer, my suggestion would be to add water and do it like that, which isn't the most ideal, but I think that if you're wanting to join us on this fast, why not?
And still try to strain if they have to put add water and
Exactly.
strain.
Add water and strain,
No dilute it.
and just as much water sometimes. Especially, for example, if you are mixing oranges, then you don't even have to add water. You just start off by, using the hand juicer, or whatever, your hand, taking the juice out of oranges, putting that first in the blender, and then adding everything to it. And you may still want to add a little bit more water, but it's very little because you already have liquid from the oranges. Same goes for the pineapple. You can put in the pineapple first and blend it so the juice comes out first, and then from there, add the different creams and such, and you have yourself some juice that you can then strain. A lot of options, and so until you work up to getting it. And let's see, what other questions? Okay. Does the hand juicer have a bunch of holes?
Yes, on top, and you'll have to empty it.
Yeah, you have to empty it. And or I could blend them up with water and strain them into my juice to fiber of the juice. Okay. I think.
Are those I think.
But they should be able to hear us. Okay. Regardless, Jamel is working on typing up answers as well. Okay, one moment. Okay, so as soon as the 15 minutes are up, we're going to show the different activities. So please turn off your mic. If, if you want to introduce yourself and set an intention, we'd love to hear it. And you can turn on your mic for that. If not, then lower your mic so that it doesn't bring any frequencies. But okay, so we're going to move on. Really soon, we will be talking about the different activities such as skin brushing and oil pulling and all of these different things that you can do to be maximizing the power of the fast.
Okay. 1 minute. That's for this one. I'm about to get started. I think we live now. Also, people been watching me the whole time. Man, y'all ain't told me none of that. Okay, we're about to get started again. Uh, Evidently, y'all just been watching me just smiling or something. Okay, so in this section, we're going to start talking about the activities of the fast. This is very, very important, the activities. And we have a lot of activities for this fast. The first thing, before I even get into the activities, I just want to say that for me, I feel like as I fast, I want it to be a whole full transformation for me. If it's a fast for you just to lose weight, then this part of our session is not for you particularly, but for people who are trying to go deeper into the journey of purging themselves and maybe taking a spiritual path alongside, um, then this is good information. That you try your best to stay away from negativity. And if you have negativity in your life, then you relinquish that negativity from you and let the other person deal with it because that's their reality. That's not your reality. You can let it go and let this fast be a chance to let go all of those issues or negative things that are holding you back. For example, if you have a dispute with a relative or a coworker or a colleague, depending on the form of work that you do, then don't take that into this fast or allow yourself to get that under wrap for this fast so that you can get the best benefit. The reason I say that is because this is chemistry. Our mindset is directly, our activity is directly in line with our mindset. So if for example, you're angry, then there's a place for your liver to be operating out of your acetylcholine or what's called adrenaline. Adrenaline is being pumped out into your body. So the fast is actually being altered by your mood, and this is going to happen naturally for different places that have that you have blockages in your body. That's where the toxins will come out. It'll come out in the form of like acetylcholine and all of the different neurotransmitters that detox from a angry, I'm gonna say angry, aggressive nature or mindset. To start this, I want to talk about keeping a journal. One of the biggest activities for us in this fast is to keep a journal of your experiences. One thing of the journal is your weight, to monitor your weight during your fast. Also,
Let's talk about food. You moving on to the next
you
thing?
can you can talk to me more too.
I think that the speaking to the weight is important because for some people this is very important, and the reality of any type of fast is that you're going to lose weight rapidly. If you're doing a water fast, the weight loss is going to be much more rapid. But because we're doing juice, our bodies are going to still be receiving some nutrients from the enzymes and the fruits and vegetables that we drink. But on the water days, that'll be a different story. So, the weight loss is going to be key for you to monitor because you want to check in every day and see how much you're losing, monitor it, just because you want to just be aware. You know what I mean? And also, especially if you have goals. Also, if I like to keep a lot of records. I'm the type of person. My Mars is in Virgo, so my work is very Virgo, and so I have records from fasts that I did before because I know you don't plan this to be your last fast, right? And so if you are fasting and you want to have a documentation about what was your experience during this fast, then it'll be good to compare for future. How much weight you lost and what were those effects, because that's important not just for right now but for the future.
Also, to add to what he is saying, as this weight loss started to occur, what is happening is the
Hmm.
saved up bacteria, parasites, things that's stuck in your fat cells are released. A lot of time, the medical scientists have confirmed that the reason that bacteria that's stored in our body can just suddenly go rapid and start to deteriorate our body is because it's saved up in the fat cell. And something that we do that releases it from the fat cell allows it to activate itself and start to procreate. So what we're doing with this fast, as you lose weight, is the particular juices that you're drinking is helping your body to go ahead and not store those parasites and allow them to operate in your body, but to flush them on out of your
Hmm.
system by throwing them through your lymphatic system or whatever area they're in. They can come out of your stomach or your intestines or whatever.
Right. So the
About that. Parasites.
okay, the fat. That's another reason. We're going back to the weight loss because you want to make sure that you are losing weight, because this process is about shedding, right? That's what we're talking about. And so in every way, physically, spiritually, emotionally, psychologically, and so in shedding, you shed those pounds, and that's your evidence of the fat that's being broken down. Like Brother Jamel said, we have things in our, toxins in our body that attach to fat, and they can't be released until the fat is broken down. And so, people who are stuck on, losing weight or how that might be, I know that was one of my concerns at first because I'm already slim. I'm like, where am I going? And so, so for me, that was a major concern, not from the other end, but from the end of being like already 155 pounds, trying to stay not being blown away in the breeze. And so, so for me, it's about keeping it help that right there. That information helped me keep it in perspective. You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I'm losing this. I lost 15 pounds. Dear God, I look crazy, but I know that that after this, and the good thing about it, about the weight loss, is you'll be surprised that that weight is going to come back immediately, right? As soon as you start putting something in your mouth again, guess what's going to happen? Everybody's going to be like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to talk about that, and when Brother Jamal is going to get into that after the fast. Like, at the end of this video, we'll talk about, like, how you should be, doing that, what you should be looking out for.
Okay, so the second thing that we'll talk about is the skin. The skin is the biggest organ on the body, and so much is attacking our skin just around us in the air, microbes that's in the air, microorganisms in the air attached to our skin. This is the reason we have nose hairs and ear hairs and things of that nature. This is a protection, kind of like a shield from the stuff that's around us. So we should monitor our skins because our skin, as things get in our pores, it can get to our capillaries, but not go as far as our veins or arteries and get into our blood cells. So that needs to be clean as well. Medical journals talk about Mars a lot. It's like a staph infection that people get. There's possibilities that when you start to do this detox and you're not feeding parasites or microorganisms that's bad for you, sugar or glucose, then they'll start leaving the body. And if they can't get in the bloodstream or the lymphatic fluids are not able to get them, then they will come directly out of the skin. So you get a whole bunch of pimples or bumps or things. You monitor that and you record it, and you do your research or you ask your questions, and we'll be able to further assist you because we know of natural remedies such as using figs, where you actually rub the figs on your body as a remedy, or using things like barbadosis, which is a form of aloe vera. It's the form of aloe vera that's actually drinkable and usable in a lot of different things. So the skin is gonna be a big thing for you to journalize, take note, watch your skin, monitor yourself, learn yourself.
Right. You going to the next thing?
If you want to talk
Yeah, I'm gonna
about
talk a
skin.
little about the skin. So my experiences with the skin, especially the face, like me, the face tells a story. If you have Dr. Layla Africa's book, African Holistic Health, you'll learn that there are certain meridians on the body. What I would suggest is that during this fast, you educate yourself on the primary meridian points in the body, and just you can get a. I actually have one that is digital, and we'll include that as well, as a matter of fact. So we'll include the meridian chart that I have, and also the facial reflexology chart, because what'll happen is the skin is going to not only the reason why you want to monitor it, like Brother Jamel said, is it's going to tell you a story, right? And so as we are fasting, everybody's going to have a different experience. And so if I'm aware of the tools that I have to let me be aware of what to look for, then I'm good, right? And so once you have the facial reflexology chart and you know about the meridians on the body, not only will you be able to monitor the things that happen on your skin, but where they happen and what is happening. Is it a rash? Is it a bump? Those are things that you want to look at, and you want to look where it is, because in the place where it is might be it will definitely be in correlation to the organ system that is trying to detox and cleanse itself. And so what you want to do is you want to provide assistance. Okay, so that's the organ's way of saying, I'm getting rid of all of this junk and I'm dumping it out. So you're gonna have to get over the whole face thing, right? You might bump up, you might not. And also, what is this telling me? Do I need to focus more on my liver? Do I need to maybe get some burdock root? Do I need to focus more on my spleen? And also, what I want to do is suggest that I want to scan it tonight, and I want to write that down. I have a pen, so let me write that down, because I don't want to make empty promises. Um, so we can write that down, because those are some of the things I want to add.
Okay. So one of the first things that another thing that I will talk to you about dealing with the journal is making sure that you monitor your emotions. As Brother Kamini will explain when he gets back, the emotions are directly to the organs that are being detoxed or being affected at that particular moment, because the body is going to, since it doesn't have to focus on the digestive system, it's going to start repairing everything else that needs to be repaired, whether we know about it or don't. We'll know once we start having those mood swings. Um, and monitor how you're sleeping, how you're feeling, if you vomit, things of that nature. I think I'm gonna go to all.
We can talk about mood.
Yeah, talk about mood. Just explain how the emotions link to the organs, which are being detoxed at the moment. What? So we go to organ. So this one of the other activities that we'll be doing each morning is called oil pulling. Oil pulling is an old technique that's done by using either coconut oil, olive oil, or sesame oil. And you take like a tablespoon of the oil and you swish it through your mouth for about 20 minutes. By doing this, a lot of bacteria will come out, pus, blood, all type of thing will come out of your mouth from pulling. But the benefits of this pulling is like it's a relief for migraine headaches. It's a detox. It supports hormone and to balance your hormones again, so that it deals with joints and bone swelling, inflammation. Some people have reported in heightened vision. Um, these reports are coming from national sources that are very valid, and you can always go online and do your research. Now, Another thing that we will be doing is being in the sun. And Brother Kameen can explain to you about being in the sun and sun gazing. Mhm.
All right. Being in the sun. So melanin is primary on the planet. Everything has color. Everything uses melanin in some way, shape, or form. Right? It's very clear. And so, how we interact with the sun and what we need from the sun is vitamin D. And vitamin D is very important to our productivity. Vitamin D is very important to our mental clarity and awareness. Vitamin D is also very important for keeping us grounded in this reality, which we call the third dimensional, which is now shifting, fourth dimensional, fifth dimensional shift. And that's why we have activities like this, right? And so, the being in the sun, the being in the sun is very important for that reason, especially because the body is not eating solids, and you are receiving nutrients from the sun. The sun is not just bright, and so you see that the sun feeds the plants that then in turn feed us, but we also have a direct interaction with the sun through our skin, and so we are fed by the sun. So being out in the sun is going to be very important to increase vitamin D levels, which are going to be very beneficial to you during this fast because the moods, the detoxing, everything that's going on, you're going to need every bit of assistance that you can get. And then we have gazing in the sun, and which we call sun gazing. I like to call it sun gazing. Some of you may have heard of it. And I remember when I was training with Queen Afua that I learned of this huge lie that it's dangerous to look into the sun. I learned that all my life. And so not only till I was an adult to find out that that was a big lie, and that you can actually look in the sun and it is beneficial for you to do that in small increments at a time, and you can train yourself to do that, and it's beneficial for the eye, it's beneficial in activating the pineal gland, the pituitary gland, not to mention all of the healing energy that's entering through the eye, which we have been told to believe is harmful and deadly to us. Not quite. That's not true. So the sun gazing, and just being in the sun is important for those reasons. Oh, okay. So I have grounding. While you're out there in the sun gazing, you can also accomplish what we call grounding. Grounding is when you are barefoot on the earth, pretty much, right? And so being barefoot on the earth is going to tie you in directly with the electromagnetic frequency of the planet, which is something that we have moved away from as we moved away from our indigenous traditions. And so we have sneakers and shoes and all types of things that make our feet look pretty, but we neglect the fact that we have to put our feet on the ground. And those very same reflexology points that are on the face are on the bottom of the foot. And so that when we place our feet at the bottom of the bottom of my feet on the bare ground, I am in direct communication with everything around me. Okay, and so it's not just being barefoot, but it's having a biological link. If you want to be very technical, okay, you have a biological link. You are grounded to the planet from which you come from. You are not separated. Those reflexology points, those energy points on the bottom of the feet, are directly connected with the energy points on the planet. Very important grounding to keep that energy that you have grounded, especially with the fast, because there's a lot of head things that might be going on, processing and feeling light and empty. So grounding is going to keep you rooted. Breathing. Breathing is going to be very important throughout the fast. We're going to be going over it every day, so I'm not going to get too deep into it because we're going to be sharing YouTube videos with many of the things that we're talking about in practice. Okay, so you won't have to worry about any of that. But to give you an idea, what we meant by that is mindful breathing. And so as you're breathing mindfully, and what that means is you use breathing as an opportunity for meditation, right? Every opportunity is an opportunity for meditation, specifically breathing. And when we breathe during our fast, we want to make sure that we're breathing correctly. And so when I mean by correctly, I mean abdominally, right? So when we're breathing Let me stand up real quick because I know that y'all got to see my sexy stomach today, so pardon me, right? So as a yogi, right, as I'm breathing abdominally, right, as I breathe abdominally, I inhale. You'll see my nose stomach, right, because it's like nose stomach, expand, and I fill it with air, right? And then when I exhale, I'm contracting my abdomen and I'm squeezing any stagnant air out of my body. And notice that I'm not breathing fast. No, I'm not. I'm breathing slow and deep, right? Each breath is slow and deep. Inhaling, expanding the belly. Exhaling, contracting the belly. That's an abdominal breath. A full, complete breath is when I inhale, fill my abdominals, and then I'm going to also then inhale in my chest, fill my whole cavity, my torso, and then I exhale in a wave. Right? So it looks like this. Right? And so those are some of the things that we're going to be focusing on during the fast. How to breathe correctly, one. So if you've taken a class with me, a yoga class, you've definitely seen that before. You've seen my belly before. And I know I made you pull up your shirt and bring out your belly button. And then so breathing is important. We're going to share with you fire breaths, which are breaths that are going to be used to
Hi, baby.
we're going to be, if you Peace. If you could just turn your mic down.
How are you?
If introduce yourself really quickly. Who are you? Hello?
Okay. I was just calling to say hi.
You say you just calling to say hi? Okay. Sorry, that was a phone. I thought that was another caller.
Hello?
Pardon me. So here we go. So the breathing, we got fire breaths.
Hello?
We have alternate nostril breathing breaths, which are going to be used to balance the right and left hemisphere of the brain, and also to bring you into a balance during your fast, which you'll need, right? So this is 3 breaths we'll use. We'll use the fire breath, we'll use the cleansing breath, we'll use the relaxation breath, we'll use the alternate nostril breathing breath. And all of those types of breaths, you'll understand what they are by the time this fast is over. If you haven't written it down and you don't already do your research, because I see some of you studious ones, and then we'll have an opportunity to practice those during the fast. So I think Catalina's going to be talking about.
Okay, so
yes.
things to consider and practice while you fast. 1, walking. It is really
Okay. Okay.
Please turn
Well, I was just calling to say hi.
Can you turn your mic down, Natasha?
Yeah, you good?
Yeah, I'm good.
Natasha, can you
How
hear me?
about you? What's up?
Turn your mic down, love.
No, I'm not gonna see her today. There's a change of plans.
Let me see
I'll see her tomorrow.
It's on mute, and she turned up.
Okay. What day?
You want to finish, Carolina? Go
We're
ahead.
supposed to go to dinner at Priya's house, and her son's sick.
Right.
So
Go ahead, love.
Okay.
my mother's at a baseball game, and so she's gonna probably make plans with my homegirl and hang out with her tonight.
Natasha.
Yeah. Actually, you know them.
Natasha.
We say we're family, but we're not blood related. But I've known them for all my life, really. Doran, they have Georgetown Food Market in Delroy. Over the Cuffington Highway. Yeah, that's my mom's best friend.
Okay, we give up. Pretty much. We give up. She has us on mute.
Hello.
Oh, we can. Good.
That's the one that's
Okay. Oh, great. Okay, so you want to walk. You want to make sure that you get your muscles moving, your blood flowing, oxygen in your body, and move that stagnant energy. Because when you're fasting, you're gonna have a lot of energy that's going to be released, right? And so you always want to be exercising on a daily basis, but when you're fasting, you can feel lower energy, at points drained, like, oh my gosh, sometimes your mind will get stuck on the fact that it's hungry. Just walk, just move through it, you know. And your body is going to go through its process, it's going to release. So that is important, and because walking will also soften it, like you can be fasting for days and still be able to walk. And it just also pushes you to be present with yourself, Maybe you only want to walk for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, but you're being present with yourself and keep yourself moving softly, mindfully, and being present.
To add something to that.
Yeah.
And with I don't know particularly where you will walk at, but if you're able to walk, as Kameen said, barefoot, that adds to you. The earth has different places that is uneven, so your foot reflexes are going to be stimulated, meaning that your lymphatic system will start working, your liver, spleen, kidneys, all of those things will be being activated just by you walking, just by the points at the bottom of the feet, which are reflexology points, being stimulated by different maybe rocks or different levels of ground. So your foot is hitting the ground different and being stimulated. So add that into consideration if you're able to when you do your walk.
Okay, and then the other one is ear candling, and that one is actually quite rare. We want to share this gem with you all. It is something that I experienced back in Mexico and have not been able to find anywhere else in the U.S. until coming here to Atlanta. So you may not be able to find around you. They exist online. There are these long candle-like, um, called ear candling. Is these, they look like candles and they're long. It's like wax that you put into your ear, and so you have to do this with somebody else, and we actually offer that as a service for people because it's really important to get started in this process. And the more you know about it, of course, the better. It's always better to actually practice it with who has with the professionals. So you lie down, you put this candle in your ear, and you're just pulling the wax out of your ear. So it takes about, I would say, 15 minutes to actually do. It is so soothing, so relaxing. Camille just did it a few days ago, and it's really important, and it's amazing that people don't know so much about it because
My favorite.
all this earwax that we're trying to clean out with the Q-tips, which by the way are not good for us.
Do you know him?
This wax down.
You didn't hear that.
When you use the ear candling, you're actually pulling the wax that is in your ear, and all of that wax comes out. And it is amazing to see how much wax, and you can actually diagnose it and see if you have an infection, if you may be able to find a mosquito stuck in there, if something's been bothering you, and the effects afterward, you feel a lot lighter, more balanced, because it's ears. The ears are associated with the kidneys, so if we're having kidney imbalances, it'll reflect in our ears. If our ears are ringing, if they're getting clogged up, if we're having difficulty hearing, all of these things are just reflections of the organs. And so that is one way to cleanse it from the outside. So of course, some of these juices will be cleansing the kidneys and different organs from the inside, but there are the other things that we can do on the outside that we will feel will allow the juice fast and the fasting to feel a lot lighter on us. It will help us detox. And yeah, so that's the ear
I can talk
candling.
about it, but I can talk about it real quick.
Okay, and so Kameen wants to continue. on the ear candling?
No, not going to the next
Okay.
one.
Enemas?
No, brushing skin, skin brushing. Very. You want to talk about that, Jamal?
Well, with skin brushing, it's very important as well. For me, I like to look at the entire bathroom, the shower, a uh, as its own right in itself. It's a ritual in itself because when we get back to the shower, we're not only in the natural state in which we came into the earth, we're at a state where negative ions are being released from the shower. The warm water, the hot water in the shower hitting the air creates negative ions. And those negative ions stimulate all kinds of release of tension and stress. This is the reason that for most people when they get in the shower, it's like, oh, I'm so relaxed. I feel so good. It's those negative ions going through charging our DNA strand. Um, and when you start off, you do skin brushing. Skin brushing is a technique that you are brushing your skin towards the heart chakra. The areas that's higher than the heart chakra, you're brushing those areas down. And the areas that are lower than the heart chakra, you are brushing those areas up
And
towards the heart chakra in a circular motion. Um, this these activities, see, what a lot of people fail to understand is that the body has its own automatic system of being able to repair or do things. When stuff happens, when the temperature drops, you don't particularly know the temperature is dropping mentally. You can't tell the temperature dropped 3 degrees unless you see a document that show you that. But your body can tell that the temperature dropped 3 degrees, and it's going to change. It's going to do something to respond to that. So as you're brushing your skin, the body can tell that something different is going on, and it's going to do something to respond to that. And scientists have found that that response is to stimulate the immune system through the lymphatic flowing of the fluids through the body, which pushes toxins back out of your body. So this is done at any time, but particularly before getting in before bathing is the best time to do it, and then bathe and use a sea salt scrub if you're able to, and it's like very rejuvenating.
And it's really important to really consider, that the lymphatic system is the only system in the body without a pump. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And so and so when we get into the importance of physical activity and skin brushing, we're really talking about being of an assistance to the lymphatic system so that it can work for us properly and that it can build our immunity in such a way. But if we don't have exercise, for example, you'll find that the lymphatic system focuses most of its nodes on the areas of the body that contract and fold together. For example, under the arms, right? And anytime so the body's very intelligent, okay? Because the body knows that it has to give you an incentive to do things, right? Like sex, okay? Or procreation, for example. Most people wouldn't be doing it if it didn't feel good, right? Because we'd be able to be logical about it, but the creator knew that and was like, I don't want them to have any logic about this. I want them to be going straight off how it feels, right? Because we're going to make it feel the best thing on the planet. So just the same way the creator did this. Hey, this is a beautiful machine, right? Lymph nodes right here, right on my arms, in between my elbows, right underneath my arms, on my neck, where I'm moving, right? A lot lymph nodes in the groin area. And so it's like that. So when you have activity, you're actually pumping the lymphatic system. And that means that you're pumping. So the more lethargic you are, the less activity that you have, means that the body can't really, the lymphatic system is responsible for flushing the toxins out of the body. So if you don't move, then you can't get flush out. If you don't brush, you can't flush out. So in addition to physical exercise, brushing is the easiest way that you can stimulate your lymphatic system every single day, because you have to take a shower every day, right? And so every time you get in the shower, you make it a routine, and then that way you're stimulating your lymphatic system and boosting your immune system.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so it's my turn. The altar, and I like to call it a sacred space. And so the altar for me, or the sacred space for me, is extremely important. I will be creating a YouTube video to really go over how that process looks, what some things you might want to consider when putting the altar together, so that you have some foresight, and things like that. But I'll talk really quickly about what an altar, what a sacred space is, and I'll teach it to you how I learned it. So when I learned from Queen Afua and Baba Haru, they taught me that the altar is an external representation of what's going on internally, right? And so my altar, my sacred space, is going to be the place that will reflect back to me what is actually going on inside of me. It'll be the place for some people who want to tap into ancestral spiritual connections. It'll be the place where you go to do that, right? And so your altar is going to be the place where you really commune with the higher self. Okay, and that higher self could present itself in the form of an ancestor. It could present itself in the form of a deity. It could present itself in the form of a force of nature, right? But really, regardless of what your perspective is, the whole objective of the altar is to focus whatever's going on internal, have a reflection of it external, and to also utilize the altar to work backwards. For example, if you needing clarity on certain issues, right? You might want to have questions. You want to tap into a certain vibrational frequency, say for an ancestor or what we would call a great one who has passed on, and you want to be in communication and you want to receive information. You might use the altar. You might get a candle, right? You might get a white candle, right? Because white is going to be clarity. Okay, and it's also the candle where it represents cleanliness. Now we're not talking about race, okay? We talk about just when you look at the color of the white candle, what does it invoke when you see it? You see a blank slate. It's clear. Every spot is visible on a white candle. So for that reason, so you can see if it has a spot, right? And so the white candles will represent that cleanliness, that purity of our intention. Okay, and so we'll get that white candle, we'll get a brown paper bag, and we'll write our question, and we'll put that question underneath the candle. Okay, and then we'll specifically guide our questions to a specific deity, to a specific earth energy, ancestor, God, whatever you have going on working for you spiritually, and then you will place that there. You will put, you will make offerings at the altar. Okay, and so what you're doing is you're giving. It's a ritual. Okay, so you're going to create a ritual, whereas the law of the universe says that in order to receive, you have to give, right? In order to get a question, to answer to a question, you have to ask it. Okay, and so that is what the altar is going to be. It's going to be our living oracle. It's going to deliver us answers. It's going to show us things about ourselves. It is going to be the space that we go to when we're having difficulty, when we're struggling our fast, and we're going to be using that altar to center ourselves, okay, to center ourselves in our purpose and on our mission. And so some of the things that you want to be mindful of the altar, things that we put on the altars like incense, we want to bring all of the elements to the altar, such as earth elements, which may be in the form of minerals or dirt, anything that's coming from the earth. You want to have incense, which are going to be representing the wind element, okay, or air. You want to have water, fresh water on your altar, which you alternate frequently, and you want to have fire, okay, in the form of candles, and also incense could be considered fire as well. And so you want to bring all of the elements to the altar, and the final element will be you, okay, which will be spirit. And you're going to activate that altar with your spiritual essence. And so the altar work is really important for me. To be honest, I haven't had my altar up for a few months since I got back from my DC Baltimore excursion. And I'm using this fast as an opportunity for me to reset my spiritual path and journey by getting back in tune with my altar. So I'm going to be sharing this journey with you all. If you have an altar, I'll be joining you. If you don't have an altar, I'll be you know, joining you.
You're good.
Okay. Did we talk about enemas?
Uh,
Yeah, enemas is very important. Let's talk about that real quick, and then we're gonna open it up for some questions real quick, okay? Because we were popping our gums. We don't want to bore you. Enemas. Enemas are going to be very important on the fast. Why? Because as we are detoxing, the fat that's being broken down off our bodies is being deposited. Things are being deposited directly into the bloodstream. Those things that are being directly deposited into the bloodstream are being dumped into the large intestine and the small intestine. The only way that we can flush out the lower part of the large intestine and help and assist the body in removing some of those toxins is through enemas. And we'll be doing at least 3 enemas during the fast. If you don't have an enema bag, you can definitely get one from your local health food store. Do not get the squeezy bottle. That's not an enema, that's a squirt. And so we want to get the bags. Hold on, let me go get it real quick. Hey, so we want to get the bags that look like this. Grandma's old hot water bag on the shower, okay? And that bag, right? I know y'all tripping over that, but that bag is very important because it gives us the opportunity to have some type of creative control of our process. And so the enema is going to help us relieve toxins. But I can tell you one little story that happened to me real quick and why it's important. The dumping of those toxins into the colon are very real, and some of the effects of them, what I experienced without doing my enemas during my last fast, well, my first 9-day fast, water fast, was that I had extreme back pains. Now, if I could imagine what labor would have been like, I would have said that, but I know that's disrespectful. But I can tell you this, that I could not get out of my bed, that the pain was so bad. Also, I could not move. I literally had to crawl to my bathroom on my hands and knees at 3:30 in the morning, throw myself over the tub, fill my bag with it was like this scene out of a horror movie. You do not want that to happen to you. I was by myself and I was scared. Now, thankfully, I had my iPhone there, and I was able to Google it really quickly, and it resolved because I was like, am I killing myself? What's up? You know what I mean? And so I was able to Google it and find out really quickly that that's actually one of the symptoms of a fast, especially a water fast, right? And so these are the things to be very mindful of in the last 3 days of the fast, right? It only takes 2 days of water for you to be like, oh, right? And so we want to be mindful about enemas, and we'll get into that about the different kind of enemas, because there's garlic enemas, coffee enemas, herbal enemas. We're gonna do a video, so we'll get through that. We want to open it up. Hold on, let me take everybody. Let me make sure that everybody can participate.
Yeah, I made it right there. Just hit it here. Yeah, hit the middle. Right there. The white one. Yeah. Should take it out.
It hasn't. That's what I'm trying to figure out. So hold on 1 second. We have some people. We turned some of y'all was having conversations. Why is it? Natasha, can you do me a favor? Are you muted? Can you unmute yourself? And everybody else, I have Deanna. Okay, Deanna, can you do the same thing?
Can you hear me?
Y'all can hear you.
Yes.
All right, y'all took yourself off mute. So is there any questions or anything about anything we said?
For this fast, are you going to do just a plain enema, or were you planning on doing various types of enemas? Those 3 enemas that you're going to do throughout the week,
Right.
will it be a simple alkaline water enema, or will you infuse something else within the water?
Right. So I personally would like to do a variety of enemas, you know. So like, for example, yesterday I'm on an alternating day plan, and so yesterday I started just a plain water enema, right? And so I didn't have anything in it. It was just plain still water. You could also use alkaline water. Alkaline water would be the best pH-wise, right? And so I did just a plain enema yesterday just to clear me, get me ready. And then today I'm not gonna do one, and then no, yesterday, yeah. Today I'm not gonna do one. Tomorrow I'll move towards the garlic enema. And so I'm not really sure. What we're gonna do is we can add that in on the list. What's that piece of paper that we had? Right, types of enemas. Can you write that down? So what we'll do is we'll add about like 4 or 5 different types of enemas varieties that you can do and the benefits of each of those enemas, maybe 5, and then that way you can, according to where you are, how your body's telling you, you can do whatever you feel like is necessary in the fast at that time. So, say for example, if you feel like by day 2 of the fast, it's turned up for you and you need to go hard, and you got your face is pimpling up, your skin is breaking out, you might want to do a coffee enema. You feel what I'm saying? And the coffee enema is going to be the most extreme enema. It's going to be removing toxins, parasites, worms immediately out of the colon. It's going to give it that spastic, give it that strong peristaltic movement, which means that it'll be able to squeeze and contract on its own, right? Because that's what coffee has. It has caffeine, and so when you put caffeine in the body, if you put that caffeine directly on the colon, it's going to get that colon to activate it really quickly, and so you're going to be able to pass out a lot of things like that with a coffee enema. And so we'll get into that, like what are the benefits of each type of enema, and pretty much give you it'll be up to you. It'll be your choice. So if you feel like a garlic enema is the best way to go after on day 2 for you, based on the feeling and relationship you have with garlic and the benefits, then run with it.
I have one other question. What was that question? Oh, when you do a coffee enema, is there a specific type of coffee that you recommend?
I use organic, unroasted.
Okay.
And if I want to go hard, I use the roasted. But you always want to go with an organic coffee.
Okay.
Non-organic coffee is going to be a nightmare.
A nightmare, you said?
It's going to be a nightmare because of the pesticides that are used in.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of that coffee is coming from internationally, and it's not really regulated. And so we want to make sure that we are dealing with fair trade coffee, the coffee that's in integrity, because we're going to be putting that coffee directly in our bowels. And so we want to have a surety that this is some good high grade coffee. I think people should do that when they're drinking coffee too, but
Well, I don't drink coffee. That's why I'm asking, because I don't really mess with coffee like that.
Either. So did you have another question?
I think I do have another question, but I'll give people an opportunity to speak, and then if I remember, I'll ask again.
Okay. How about I see 2 people on Deanna's line, a brother and a sister, and a young baby. How y'all doing?
Can you hear us?
Yeah, we can hear you. Oh no, listen, we couldn't hear y'all before. Don't worry if y'all was chatting it up because we had y'all on mute. We've only been able to recently hear y'all in the past 3 minutes, just to be clear, so don't be embarrassed.
Okay, can you tell us about the alkaline water and what the difference is? Benefits and stuff?
You said you want to know what?
The benefits of the alkaline water and like on an everyday basis, should we drink alkaline water instead?
Well, our pH level as humans should try to be our pH or 7 or better is being alkaline. We don't want to go with acidic. Acidic pH is anaerobic. That's where you start having problems with the way your fluids smell, like your sweat or under your armpits or your genital areas. They will have a smell because you're anaerobic, and that's being acidic. Most of the things that we take during the day, it has acidic pH. So we want to use alkaline water to try to balance our pH out within our stomach. as well as like when we eat meals, the acid in our stomach is gonna break that meal down. But a lot of times after we eat our meal, we drink soda with it or something of that nature. And the soda goes in there and balances and is a base against our natural stomach acids. So the food that we eat can't get properly digested. It doesn't have any acid there to break it down. So by using that alkaline water, the water will get inside of the food and kind of protect it from the acidic level or whatnot. So alkaline water becomes important in that regard as well. It's a balance against the acidity of the intestine.
Hmm. Did you understand that, beloved?
Mhm.
Hmm? Did he answer your question for you?
Yes.
Okay. Did y'all have any other questions?
Oh,
Can you talk a little bit louder, bro? Hold on one second. Let me turn my mic up. All right, go ahead. Say that again. You said, do we know what the ingredients are? The hand strainer. Uh-huh. Well, when you use the hand strainer, bro, you use there's a turning motion that you're using, right? And so a lot of times the pulp will get caught in the top of the strainer. So it not only does it juice, but it catches the pulp in the top of the strainer. And so every once in a while, maybe like after four or five orange halves, you'll have to dump it out real quick, just into a bucket, and then keep going. So pretty much you're gonna have to do that manually if you have the hand strainer. So you'll juice with the hand strainer, and then you'll find that there'll be a lot of pulp gathering on the top of the strainer. When it's too much pulp that's gonna prevent the juice from falling through the strainer, then that's when you wanna empty the strainer and then start the process again. Anything else?
one more question.
Huh?
I had a question about what you were saying earlier about the skin and if people have bumps,
Uh-huh.
it corresponds to certain organs.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. What is the name of like that chart?
Hold on one second, beloved. I'm gonna hook you up right now because I can't.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome, beloved. So let me give you an example because what's gonna happen is if are you in our Facebook are you in the Facebook group, love?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Okay, that's perfect, right? Because what we're gonna do is we're gonna add those documents in the group. And so one of the documents that we're gonna add is the face reflexology chart. Okay, and the face reflexology chart is going to be your guide as an indicator to let you know which organ system is being affected based on what's happening on your face, right? So say for example,
Uh-huh.
hold on one second, love. I just gotta get the chart real quick.
Okay.
Okay. So for example, you see here, in this book, there's a chart here. Hold on. Y'all see that chart? And that chart, hold on, sorry, wrong chart. Wrong chart. This chart, you see it? Can y'all see the chart?
And I can't see it. No, I can't see it.
Is it in the? Oh, you're not seeing it. Y'all see that though? The ones who are on the cam. Okay. Yeah. So what I'm showing right now, love, is a chart that shows the reflexology zones of the face. Okay, and this chart will let you know based on where you have a blemish, what organ system is being affected. And so if you're in our Facebook group, then you will also be receiving charts like this that will be a guide for you, okay, in helping you understand what your skin eruptions actually mean. Okay, and so also based on different types of skin eruptions, let's see what Dr. Africa has to say. right? So Dr. Africa has to say about skin eruptions. Let's see. Huh? Hold on, give me 1 second.
Mhm.
Well, as I look for it, I'm just going to talk a little bit about it, right? So let's talk about some of the things. You might have a rash, okay? You might have a rash, which is a series of of small bumps. You might have a big bump, like a white head with a lot of pus in it, okay? And so depending on what you have on your skin, you're going to pay attention to that. Okay, it's going to be important. And when you get this chart, you'll be able to communicate to us exactly what area of the body is being affected or cleansed. Let's not say affected. Let's say cleansed, because honestly, the cleansing process, you gotta hit rock bottom before you hit the top, right? That's how it works. And then, but the whole benefit of the skin erupting is it's beautiful, because it's like, oh, there you go, you're coming out of me. Look at it like that, you know. And
Right.
then you'll see that even though you're having these blemishes, if you can keep in mind that we are resetting the organ systems, we're resetting the clock on the organ system. And so what we're going to do is we're going to give them opportunity to heal themselves. So it's cool if you have a bump.
I have a question.
Yep.
Thank you.
Um, is the okay, so when you talk about the sacred altar space, I think about like it's gonna bring like like evil spirits, or you know what I'm saying, something like that.
You're going to do what?
I said when you talk about the sacred altar space, I'm talking about like evil spirits, or you know what I'm saying, stuff like that.
Do we do what on the altar?
I said when you guys talk about the altar, I think about evil spirits and you know what I'm saying, like demons and negative stuff. Can you hear me?
Yeah, but I would have.
Yes. Said, hold on 1 second. Let me tell him what you said.
Okay.
When you speak about church,
I didn't hear you. I want to confirm that for myself.
I say that one more time.
Can you repeat that question one more time, beloved?
I gotta figure out where the mic is.
Huh?
When you're talking about the sacred altar space, I think about negative spirits or demons or stuff like that.
You saying when are you asking me that when I talk about the sacred altar space, will I be speaking about demons and things like that?
Will stuff like that happen? Will it bring negatives?
No. I want to be clear. Let me be clear real quick. And that's why when I say altar, I like to say a sacred space, okay? And I want to start using the word sacred space from now, because I think the word altar can have some religious denotations. And what I don't want to do is I don't want to denote any religious practices. So what we're doing is what we call we're creating a process, okay, which is going to be psycho-spiritual. And when you create a process that's psycho-spiritual, you have to have activities that will reprogram you. We are computers. We are biological computers. And so in order to be reprogrammed, it has to be intentional. If you're not programming yourself, somebody is. Okay? Somebody's doing it, whether it's the TV you watching, the radio you listening to, the advertisement or the billboard you saw. It's going down. Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm suggesting is during the fast is to focus your intentions so that you can utilize your spiritual energy for your own good, right? And so it's going to be creating practices that will assist you in focusing your mind and manifesting your intentions during your fast. So what we're talking about is not anything spiritual at all. What I was suggesting before is that some people might have a different approach. For example, If I'm a Christian, I might approach the sacred space a whole different way than somebody who's a Muslim or somebody who practices Yoruba or Ifa. But really, it doesn't matter because the intention that we all have is shared. Okay, regardless of how you might put an incense on your sacred space and a white candle and an affirmation. Okay, and that will be enough. Okay, but when we're talking about with the elements of the earth is connecting yourself to the very thing that you are. So when I say put something as earth on the altar, your body has earth elements, right? Your body is made up of earth. We have all of the elements in our body. And so when you look at the altar, I want to erase that word. We're not even going to use the word altar anymore. We're going to use the word sacred space. Okay, and I want you to think of it as a place where you can go to be mindful. Very simple. A place where you can go consistently to be mindful. Okay, and so you're going to cultivate mindfulness at your sacred space. Okay, we're not even focusing on demons. Okay, what our sacred space is going to be is our manifesting zone. Okay, and so demons are not welcome at our manifesting zone because all we bring on our altar is light energy. Okay, so we're dealing with the things that we want to manifest, and so we think of it as programming yourself. So if you put an offering on your sacred space, you're putting an offering to yourself and your own personal intention. Right? So if you say, I want to put this offering here, this bowl of fruit, to show that I'm grateful for my life. And I want to give something back to the universe who gave me into creation. So I'm going to offer this bowl of fruit. And that intention alone is going to set up a vibratory frequency that is going to send a message to the universe that is going to say not only is she grateful, but she took an action to show me that she's grateful. And that relationship dynamic is only a relationship dynamic that is happening between yourself because the all is you and we are the all. Right, and so you're creating an opportunity for you to program yourself as you see fit, and the altar is the space where you're going to do it. Is that clear?
Can I say something? She asked
Did you hear? Did that answer your question, or was I off the beaten track?
Yes, I can. Yes, I heard you. That answered my question.
Thank you.
On your question about alkaline water versus the benefit of regular water, do you have a clear understanding of that now?
I'm just saying, like on a regular, you just drink tap water. Should we be drinking like alkaline water on a regular, or alkaline water for the detox?
Well, actually, see, you have to be careful with that because the studies will tell you one thing, but the reality is something totally different. All of those waters, like tap water, bottled water, it's called reverse osmosis, and distilled water, which is the process of distilling water. Those processes are different, but there are still parts per million of bacteria in all of that water. You can't get the bacteria out of it. The only thing that is the concern with that water is the mineral value. There's no minerals there. So what are you reaching to when you drink that water? How's that water beneficial to your body? There's no benefits there. With alkaline water, there's benefit, but you don't drink alkaline water all day, every day. You do drink whatever water you have available to you, even if it is tap water. You can boil it and then let it sit, and some of the carbon and different chemicals will come out as it sit, and it will boil. When it comes to a boiling point, all bacteria will die. But with tap water, it has all kinds of bacteria and at the same time has all kinds of drugs in it, because when Joe Blow takes 20 pills and go urinate, that goes right back into the toilet and it goes right back into the water system, and our water filter system was not designed for that. So it comes right back in through our tap. So if you want to study more on it, I can send you a link where it talks about reverse osmosis, distillation processes in tap water, and all of that.
And also at home, what you can do is something very easy. What you can really easily do is just go to Home Depot if you don't have if you can't afford alkaline water every day and you want to be if you have to use the tap water, go to Home Depot and get a carbon filter for your faucet. Okay, and the carbon filter is going to remove most of those things that Brother Jamel talked about, especially like things like lead, some of the pharmaceuticals that might be in the water, the chloride, the chlorine, the fluoride, those things like that that you definitely don't want to be in the water. It's not, I mean, while it might not be the pH, the exact pH level that you need, you'll know that it's going to be more basic as a result of all of those impurities being removed. So it's going to be a lot better than just drinking it out of the tap. And that's what I would recommend. And then you can even proceed and boil that. You feel what I'm saying? Like if you feel like you want to take it an extra step after the carbon filter, boil it. It's a process, and you could do it once a week to store your water. You could do it once every few days, but it's a way that you can make sure that we pretty much buy our water here, but what we're moving forward with is a water catchment system so that we can catch the rainwater from the roof that comes in the house. In addition, we could also have the carbon filters for the hoses and the sinks as well. So we're actually going through that transition process as well. But you would definitely want to look into that carbon filter. It is 1:35 right now, and we actually have to get out of here. We have a lot to do, a lot of planning, a lot of things to get out to everybody, in addition to a food demo today, a yoga event, believe it or not. So we're going to walk up out of here. If you have any other questions, send them to the Facebook event post. Let us know any other questions on that event post, and check us there by tomorrow for the documents that we'll post them on that event, the documents that you'll need to follow us during the fast. Really love and appreciate all of y'all. We give thanks for this opportunity to share positive vibrations. I can say personally that I'm just happy to share in this process of ascension. Thank you all so much. Anybody else?
Thank you so much for joining us as well. I'd love to hear your intentions for the fast. Your so-called on the event page, your intentions for the fast if you're and yes, any questions so that we can really provide a solution. Get closer to our own.
His microphone.
All right, thank you. Nice to be a part of this. Nice to see y'all. Y'all have a great day.
Bye. Okay.